Spark session. From PySpark SQL.functions. As I told you, right, we have to find the aggregations. So for that we need to import this SQL.functions. So what we have to import? We have to import this call to access the columns for calculating the average, rank, sum, and user defined functions. So these are things we have to define. So next, as I told you, like we have to use window functions for the last two steps, like for this last two rank and compute. So we have to import PySpark.sql.window space input window. Okay. So our first step is to start the Spark session. So we'll create a Spark session. Spark equals to Spark session dot build app name. So here we'll just give employee analysis data. So here we'll call the get or create method to start Spark session. So in this way we will start the Spark session. So our first step is to convert the list into a data frame. So first we will define the data. So employee data. I'll just give some random list. So list of, here what it is defined? List of employee records in the form of tuples. So this is a list now. Inside this, it all like we have tuples like this. These are tuples. So right, 1 comma. So here I have names. So next, department. So after department, to salary. Okay. So in this way, we'll take the list of records. So we'll take around 7 records. So I have 7 records. Charlie, David, so these are the names, and we'll change the departments. For Charlie, we'll consider IT department. David also will consider IT department. Later, for this Eve, we'll consider finance department. So even for Frank, we'll consider finance department, and let Grace be HR department. Next, we'll change the salaries. 40. We'll consider. So this is the employees data, list of tuples. So here we have defined the list of employees, employee records in form of tuples. So next step is to create the data frame. So create data frame. So how to create data frame in Python, like in PySpark? So to create the data frame, we have the data, but we should be having columns also, right? Column names. Here we don't have column names. So prior to creating the data frame, we have to create the columns. Create columns. So how to create the columns? We'll just create a list, the column names. So first one is employee ID. So the next one is name, employee name, and next department. The next one, the final one will be salary. So this is the column names. So now while creating the data frame, so df equals to spark dot create data frame. So in this parenthesis, like we have to pass the data first and next columns. So this way we'll create the data frame. So we'll check df dot show. So here if you see, we have created the data frame. So first we have taken the list of employee records in the form of tuples. Later we have created the columns using the list, and later we have created the data frame using this employee data and the columns. So this create data frame accepts the data and columns. So this is our initial data frame. So we have done with this first step, convert the list into a data frame. This is done. Next, so here what he has done, using a UDF or lambda with column method, convert all the names to uppercase. So here if you consider, we have all these name columns, right? So we need to convert all these names to the uppercase. So how to perform that? So here, first we'll create a user defined function. So here UDF equals to, we'll store it in a variable, even the function also. So how to define user UDF in PySpark? UDF. So what is our functionality of the code? We have to use lambda function for converting the names to the uppercase. So what is the syntax of lambda function? Lambda space variable name colon functionality x dot upper. So here whatever the value of x, if x is Alice, it will be converted into uppercase. So based on the dynamic values. So here we have to pass the type, string type. One more thing is, so to use this string type, we have to import this. So from where we have to import it is from the types. So here from PySpark dot SQL dot types import string type. So we'll import from this, and we have created the UDF function. Okay, we have created the user defined function. Now we have to call this user defined function for each and every name, so that this will be looped and converted to the uppercase. Okay, so how to call it? df equals to df dot, we have to create one new column, right? So here what they have mentioned? They have mentioned we have to create a new column. So here what I will do is, already we have the column name, right? So what I will do, I will give the new column name also name. What I will do, I will try to hit this function now. This is a function, user defined function. User defined function that converts string to uppercase. So here the string is x, string x to uppercase. So here what I'll do, I'll just give this name and comma, I'll directly call this uppercase underscore UDF, and what we have to pass in this, we have to pass the name column, right? Call of name. So name is a column, like we have to put it in double quotes to access the values. So here I have created a user defined function. This user defined function will get input X. It may be any string. So this input X will be converted to uppercase and it will return the value. Okay. Once the value is returned, that value will be stored in the name column. Okay. We'll see now. We'll see the output. So here, remove from that.
You already have name column.
Yes, sir, I know. So what I'm doing, I'm replacing the same column instead of creating new column. So the same name column got updated with the values. I did not create any new column. So instead of that, I have updated the same column name. If we give some different name, we'll get a new column here. So here is the purpose is we have to create a user defined function using lambda. So this lambda expression will convert it into uppercase. So here we are calling that user defined function. So directly this will not get executed, right? We have to call that function. When will function be executed? If we call the function, then only it will be executed. Simply defining the function will not trigger it. So there should be calling function. This is known as calling function. This is known as called function. This is a called function. This is a calling function. This is the parameter, function parameter here. Call of name will be the function parameter or function arguments. Okay. So in this way, we converted the name to the uppercase.
Sir, Akshay bro in the lobby. Madam accepted. Sorry for the interruption.
So Jayashree. Yeah, Abhiram, I informed her. She will accept.
Sir, okay.
So here, no, we have used a UDF lambda user defined function with lambda expression with it column and converted all the names to the uppercase. We have done with the second function. Next. So our third function is here. We have to filter the data to keep the employees with salary greater than 50,000. So here we have to use the filter. So filter will be the same we have used in while working with pandas also we have used this filter method. So how to get that filter value? So filter employees with salary greater than 50,000. df underscore filtered equals to df dot, what is a method? Filter. Filter is a method. Directly we can pass. So how to access the salary column? COL. So the COL also we have imported it from PySpark.SQL.functions. So call of salary column. So the salary should be greater than 50,000. That's all. So we are just using filter method and we are accessing the salary column with greater than 50,000. This will display the salary with greater than 50,000. Like we'll see. So filter. So here if you see, we got the filtered values. So initially we have okay. Display the df also. this is the overall data frame. After filtering, we have only five greater than 50,000. So we do not have Bob 45,000. These records are eliminated, like filtered. So next step is to perform group by aggregation for getting the average salary per department. So here we have 3 departments: HR, IT and finance. So they are asking to get the average salary for each department. Okay, so we have to use the group by. Average salary per department. So df underscore filtered dot group by. So on which column we have to perform group by? Here what they are expecting? They are expecting per department. So department column should be group by. So
Salary per department.
yes. So for each department they are asking. So the column is salary, like, but we have to perform group by on the department. Specific to department they are asking how much is average for finance department. So they are asking average for the department wise. So for that we have to perform group by on the department. So to perform aggregation. So here the average is also present inside the PySpark SQL.functions. We are importing that. So here on department we have to perform group by, and the aggregation should be performed on the salary column. So what is aggregation to be performed? It is average salary. So this is the aggregation, average of salary. And so here I want to give the column name as average salary, because this is like we are calculating the average, right? So how to give the alias name here? So once we calculate till here, just out of this braces, like we have to give alias. So alias is a method here again. Using alias we can give the alias name. I want to give average salary. So here I am not assigning it to any variable, so I directly I'll write dot show here. We can assign to a variable like this, and we can dot show. Directly I am seeing this dot show. So what we have performed here? Perform group by aggregation to get the average salary per department. So per department means we are performing group by on department. Average salary we are calculating. It is an aggregation function, and we are giving alias name for this average salary. So here if you see, we got this department and average salary. HR average salary is 56,000, IT is 69, finance is 52,000. Okay, so this is important. Group by is very important. Group by and aggregations. So mostly they'll concentrate on this group by and aggregations in interviews. These kind of questions they will ask. Next. So the last one is they are asking us to use window functions to rank employees with each department by salary and compute the cumulative salary per department. Okay. So here to get the rank of employees, what we have to use? We have to use window functions. First we will define the window functions. So what are the window functions? We will create windows to calculate averages or sum, max, cumulative, those kind of things. We'll use a cumulative spec, cumulative specification. Now this window spec is for rank, dense rank, those kind of operations. So yesterday we have discussed the same, right, on the previous day. So window spec equals to window dot partition by. So this in the previous class we have discussed this window functions. Lot of window functions we have discussed. So first we will define this window spec, partition by department. And order by. So on what we will perform the order by? Salary. The same one. So this is window spec. Next what we will calculate? We have calculated the cumulative spec. Cumulative spec. So for cumulative spec, same, we'll use window dot partition by, again we'll use the department dot order by column of salary. Sorry, here we'll directly get the rows. We need to get all the rows, right, all the records in this table. So for that we'll directly use salary dot. Here we have used a function to get all the rows in between this enter column, like enter records. How to get that? What is the function we have used? Anyone remember?
Rows between.
So rows between, we have to mention the bounds, like from where it have to consider till where. So for that here we will mention window dot unbounded preceding. So this means it will consider from the first one, from the first record to like till window dot current row. So this will consider from the first, like from the first row to till wherever, like if you are performing, if HR has two rows, then at the second row it will consider the second one as last one, like that it will consider. So if you practice that lead and other things in the previous class, then you can understand this window spec and cumulative spec. So now here what they have mentioned, they asked us to get the rank and cumulative salary per department. So first we'll calculate the rank. So on which we have to perform the rank? Is it window spec or cumulative spec? So rank is not any aggregation here. So if it is not an aggregation, we'll use window spec. Remember? Okay, see, I'll directly write a single. So here, this 2 points will use a single line. I'll create a df underscore final. It is coming here, we are missing brackets. Salary. Here we are missing this. filtered. So on the filtered, we are performing this with column. I'll add a new column called rank. This is my new column. So to get the rank, we already have inbuilt method, that is rank method. So just we have to pass it through our Windows spec. Okay. So here what I'll do, again I'll perform dot one more column with column. After we got this output, it will add one more new column directly. So here I'll add cumulative salary. This is my one more column, new column. Here I'll perform sum. So again, sum is a inbuilt method from functions. So sum salary. Sum of salary. Next, on which spec we have to perform this sum of salary? It is like calculating some minimum, maximum, average. So all this should be performed on the cumulative spec. So here dot over cumulative spec. Here we end. So now what we have performed, first we got the Windows spec and cumulative spec. For cumulative spec, we are considering first row to last row, like first row to current row till wherever the department ends. And Windows spec, we are considering entire salary column without any filtration. So here for calculating rank, we need Windows spec. So just we are calling this rank method over Windows spec. And for calculating the cumulative spec, we need to calculate the sum, right? For sum of salaries, we need the cumulative spec as it is sum method. So next we'll just fill dot show. Cumulative spec is not defined. Okay.
It's a spelling mistake, sir. SPDC.
So here okay, here we have one more showing page. Okay, so now we got the rank and cumulative salary. So here if you see finance, like our filtered column has only one finance. So finance is rank 1, 52,000. And HR department we have 2, 52,000 and 60,000. So 60,000 is rank 1, 52,000 is rank 2. IT also same. The highest salary will be rank 1, rank 2. Okay. So as we mentioned is descending order, we got the descending order. Like for IT also descending order. Sorry, okay, we are performing here, right? Okay, over Windows spec. So now next we are calculating the cumulative salary. See here, first finance is only 1, so we got the cumulative salary, and for HR like it is 52,000. Till here only we have one record, that is why it is 52,000. When it enters to the next record, we have 2 records. Okay. So 2 records means it will consider both the records. What here we have mentioned from unbound preceding to current row. So here both belongs to same department, and while accessing the first record, it is only the first record and it is only the last record. So it will be 52,000. While accessing this Alice record, it is the current record, current row. This is the current row, Alice. And first row will be the Grace row, 52,000. So these 2 records will be added. And When we come to IT, it is completely different department. So previous will be ignored. It will start with IT. This will be the unbounded preceding. First record, first row, 66,000. And next it will come to the Charlie. So here this will be the current row, and this David 66,000 will be the first row. It will add both. This is the cumulative salary. Okay. So all these operations are completed. Now we'll try any other operations. So I want to add a new column called bonus column. Some any name like a bonus column. That bonus column I want to get the salary 10% of the salary. I want to calculate 10%. So how to perform that? So here I want to add new column with name bonus, and value should be 10% of the salary. 10% of salary. So how to perform this? df underscore final equals to. So we'll take this filtered. Not new column, with column. So I have to give the column name bonus, and how to calculate this 10% of the salary. So percentage, right? So we'll have to use this round method to avoid this extra a floating points. Which column we have to access? 10% of which column? It should be salary column. So how to access COL of salary? So this will get the salary value. Now I want 10%, right? 10% means we can just directly 0.10. This will get the 10% of the salary. Okay. So here I want to round off to 2 digits. So this round off will get to 2 digits, and this will calculate the 10% of the salary. 0.10. Okay. Now see the df underscore final. Estimate. Call app okay, method doesn't define ROM.
No, you can define the ROM.
COL for salary. On close parenthesis into 0.10.
Sir, is there any you can import that round shape?
Nice. COL of salary. Salary is correct. These functions it should be from this functions. Okay. PySpark SQL functions. Okay, just a minute. I'll try to remove this round and check. Okay, I'm facing some issue with this round function. Directly, if we calculate the 10%, yeah, 10% if we calculate, we got the output. 10% of 60,000 is 6,000. We are able to add the bonus column. Okay, I'll check this rounding up to 2 digits. Just a minute, I'll try to directly use this.
To show
Yeah.
report the round function. Write report.
Just a minute, like you can for this. Spark dot SQL dot functions. Yes.
Featuring after functions,
Actually-
import round.
Actually, import is not mandatory for this.
I checked it from ChatGPT. It said import round.
But actually, input is not needed. Like, see here, if you see, even if you use input and if you perform, it is not rounded. Like, we did not get 2 digits, right? Only 1 digit we got. We have mentioned as 2. We should get actually after the dot floating points, we have to get 2 floating points. Even if it is zeros, also we have to get 2.